What if I told you that the fatigue you feel, that anxiety that suddenly tightens your chest, and even your bad luck aren't yours? That you're carrying a weight that was placed on you, silently, without your permission? This isn't a theory. It's an invisible mechanism, a kind of energetic dust that you collect from places, people, and even thoughts that aren't yours. 99% of people die without ever knowing they could be free of it. Today, I'll show you how an ancient civilization, obsessed with power, discovered a way to dissolve this energy in exactly 7 minutes. But what they really hid, the secret kept from the pharaohs, wasn't how to cleanse Kant, but how to use this negative energy from others to become stronger. And that's the key that changes everything. If you feel like there's something holding you back, but you don't know what it is, comment below. Enough of carrying what isn't mine. You know that feeling of extreme exhaustion even after a full night's sleep, or that anxiety that comes out of nowhere, tightening your chest while you're just trying to relax? This isn't just in your head, it's the physical manifestation of an energy that isn't yours. It clings to you in charged environments, in conversations with negative people, and even through the news you consume. This dense energy acts like a dirty filter over your perception, making everything seem harder, darker, and heavier than it really is. Think of it like radio static. When the frequency is clear, the music is clear and vibrant. But when there's interference, all you hear is noise and hiss. This stagnant energy is the static of your life. It distorts your mental clarity, prevents you from making good decisions, and sabotages your relationships. You become more reactive, more impatient, and less connected to your true essence. Worse still, because it's invisible, you start to believe the problem is you. That you're anxious, tired, or irritable by nature, without realizing you're just carrying a burden you could simply let go of. And this burden has real, tangible consequences. It affects your prosperity, because a clouded, pessimistic mind fails to see opportunities. It affects your health, because chronic energetic stress manifests as illness in the physical body. It affects your dreams, because a lack of vitality prevents you from having the strength to pursue what you truly desire. You live in a state of survival, struggling to get through the day, when you could be living in a state of creation, actively shaping your reality. The great tragedy is that most people accept this condition as normal, as if it were just life. But that's not life. It's a limited version of it. It's like driving a luxury car with the handbrake on, never understanding why it doesn't develop its full power. You were designed to be vibrant, clear, and powerful. The feeling of heaviness and confusion is a sign that something is wrong, an alarm blaring to warn you that your system is overloaded with external interference. Ignoring this alarm is like ignoring your car's engine warning light. Eventually, the entire system collapses, and you're left wondering why. The most fascinating thing is that this isn't a new discovery. We're not talking about a modern theory or a new age concept. We're talking about ancient knowledge, a lost wisdom that was the foundation of one of the most advanced and mysterious civilizations in human history. They not only perfectly understood this problem of energy contamination, but also considered it a matter of national security. For them, a leader's clarity and a people's harmony directly depended on the ability to maintain this vibrational purity. This civilization, obsessed with order, immortality, and cosmic alignment, developed precise, almost surgical, methods to neutralize this invisible force. They created a true spiritual technology that was taught only to the highest initiates, the pharaohs and priests, for they knew that whoever mastered this skill would have the power to influence not only their own lives, but the fate of entire nations. Knowledge so profound that it was kept under lock and key, engraved on temple walls and hidden in tombs so that only the most prepared could find it. These secrets were not found on ordinary papyrus, but engraved on the very stones of the sacred temples of Karnak and Luxor, and encoded in Hermetic texts such as the Emerald Tablet. The hieroglyphs didn't just tell stories of gods and battles. They described a vibrational universe, a cosmos where everything is energy in different states of frequency. For the Egyptian priests, negative energy was not a vague concept. It was a real, measurable force, a cosmic plague they called Isfet, the personification of chaos. Isfet was the force that generated disorder, disease, conflict, and decay, the direct antithesis of Ma'at, the principle of divine order, truth, and universal harmony. Maintaining Ma'at and combating Isfet was the primary mission of the pharaohs and priests. They believed that a crop failure, defeat in war, or the spread of disease were physical manifestations of the advance of chaos in the kingdom's energy field. Therefore, purification was not a luxury, but a vital necessity. It was in this context that the knowledge attributed to Thoth, the scribe of the gods, the master of cosmic architecture, became the empire's most valuable tool. Thoth was not merely a deity to be worshipped. He was seen as the holder of a sacred science, the engineer of the universe. The techniques Thoth allegedly imparted to the initiates were precise, almost mathematical. They involved not just prayers or requests, but the conscious manipulation of energy through geometry, sound, and aftolna, and above all, focused intention. The priests learned to purify the energy of a sick person, cleanse an object carrying a tragic memory, and even seal an entire environment against chaotic influences. They were true energy engineers, capable of diagnosing and treating imbalances in the invisible realm with the same precision a physician treats the physical body. They understood that every person, every place, and every object possessed a vibrational signature. When this signature was contaminated by the energy of fear, anger, or sadness, it began to attract more of the same, creating a vicious cycle of negativity. Thoth's technology allowed this signature to be reset, returning it to its original state of harmony with the divine order of Ma'at. It was knowledge so advanced that it was considered the highest form of magic, but for them, there was no distinction between magic and science. It was simply the application of universal laws. What historians and Egyptologists often fail to decipher is that this magic wasn't based on superstition or blind faith. It operated on a fundamental physical principle that our modern science is only now beginning to scratch the surface of with the advent of quantum physics. The Egyptians knew that consciousness was not a mere product of the brain, but a force capable of interacting with and influencing energetic reality. They knew that the mind, when properly trained, could become the most powerful tool in the universe for restoring order from chaos. They discovered that the human body is not just a collection of flesh and bone, but a complex bioenergetic system, an antenna capable of receiving and transmitting frequencies. The key to all this technology wasn't in an external artifact, an amulet, or a magic staff. It was hidden in plain sight, in a place you access every second of every day, but never pay enough attention to. A portal that connects your inner world to the outer universe, and that holds the power to make you immune to chaos or a victim of it. The key to unlocking all this power, to transforming your body into a fortress against negativity, wasn't found in an Egyptian temple or an ancient text. It's within you, right now. And modern science has unwittingly just found the door to this lost knowledge, proving those ancient priests right all along. This door that science has found leads us directly to a question you've probably asked yourself. Why do you feel completely drained after spending a few minutes with someone who only complains about life? Or why do certain places like hospitals, toxic offices, or even homes where many fights have occurred seem to have a heavy atmosphere that drains your energy? this isn't imagination. Science is finally putting names and metrics to phenomena that ancients already knew intuitively. And the answer is more physical than you might think. Cutting-edge research institutes, such as HeartMath in California, have made a groundbreaking discovery. They've proven that the human heart, not the brain, is the organ with the most powerful electromagnetic field in the body. This field, shaped by our emotions, isn't contained within the skin. It radiates for several meters around us, forming a kind of personal atmosphere. When you approach another person, your energy fields meet, overlap, and inevitably exchange information. It's a silent conversation happening on an invisible level. This phenomenon has been called heart coherence. When you're feeling love, gratitude, or joy, your magnetic field pulses in a smooth, coherent, and harmonious rhythm. Conversely, when you feel stress, anger, or fear, your field becomes chaotic, irregular, and incoherent. When your harmonious field interacts with the chaotic field of a stressed person, an energy transfer occurs. You can literally absorb their stress pattern on a biophysical level, and your body begins to react as if the stress were your own. It's not mysticism, it's pure physics. This proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that negative energy is real, measurable, and contagious. The priests of Thoth didn't need magnetometers to know this. They felt it. They understood that chaos, as Fet, was a vibrational frequency that could spread from person to person, contaminating the harmony, Ma'at, of the whole. What they also knew, and what our science is still in its infancy to understand, is that nature is perfect. If it created a mechanism of contagion, it also created a defense mechanism, a biological antivirus embedded in our own systems. This antivirus isn't a pill or a vaccine. It's an internal system that, when activated, enables us to neutralize chaotic frequencies before they penetrate our field. It's like having an immune system for your energy. Most people live with this system completely deactivated, making themselves vulnerable to any kind of energetic contamination that crosses their path. They become sponges, absorbing negativity from the environment and carrying it home, work, and relationships, without ever understanding the source of their discomfort. Activating this defense system is surprisingly simple. It doesn't require years of temple training or the deciphering of complex hieroglyphics. It simply requires awareness of a bodily function you perform thousands of times a day, but completely, automatically, and unconsciously. The ancient masters knew that this function was the bridge between the physical and energetic worlds, the switch that could turn your natural defenses on or off. They discovered that how you perform this simple action determines whether you become an impenetrable fortress of light or a vulnerable sponge for darkness. The secret to becoming immune to energetic contagion lies in learning to consciously control this mechanism. And the answer lies in a mistake almost all of us make every day, a habit so common it goes completely unnoticed, yet it leaves the door to our energy wide open. If our bodies are equipped with this defense system, why do some people seem to walk through chaos unaffected, while others absorb the negativity of an environment like a dry sponge absorbs water? The answer lies in a fundamental error, an unconscious habit that most of us practice, especially in times of pressure and stress. This error lies in the way we breathe. It seems too simple to be true, but breathing is the master regulator of our nervous system and, consequently, of our energy field. When you feel anxious, fearful, or under pressure, notice what happens to your breathing. It becomes short, rapid, and shallow, coming from the upper chest. This breathing pattern is a biological trigger that signals to your body that there is an imminent threat. It activates the sympathetic nervous system, the famous fight or flight mode. In this state, your body prepares for danger, And part of this preparation involves opening your energy field to capture as much information as possible from the environment, making it extremely porous and vulnerable to absorbing external frequencies. It's an archaic survival mechanism. In the wild, it was useful to sense another animal's fear to prepare for danger. In the modern world, this means you absorb your coworker's anxiety, the driver's anger in traffic, and the despair of the news. You become an energy sponge not because of a character flaw, but because of a biological reflex that's being activated at the wrong time. You're constantly in defense mode, which, paradoxically, leaves you with no energetic defense whatsoever. On the other hand, there is a direct antidote to this: deep, slow, diaphragmatic breathing, the kind that feels like it's expanding your belly, not just your chest. This type of breathing activates the vagus nerve, the main component of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest mode. When you breathe this way, it sends a powerful signal to your brain that you are safe. In response, your system calms down and your electromagnetic field becomes more coherent, dense, and closed, creating a natural barrier against external interference. The ancient masters, from the yogis in India with their pranayama to the priests of Thoth in Egypt, knew this perfectly. They saw the breath as the master switch, the bridge connecting the visible world of matter with the invisible world of energy. Controlling the breath was the first and most important step to controlling one's mind and energy. They understood that whoever controls the breath controls life. Whoever is controlled by the breath is controlled by the chaos of the external world. Now you understand the mechanism. The mistake that turns you into a sponge is allowing your breathing to be dictated by external circumstances, keeping your system in a chronic state of alert. The right thing to do is to take conscious control of your breathing to signal safety to your body, thus activating its natural energetic defenses. You're ready to learn how to flip this switch, but for breathing to become a tool of power, not just a biological actor, it needs direction. It needs an anchor point for your mind. This is where Thoth's wisdom becomes practical. It's not enough to simply take a deep breath. You need to give that breath a purpose. You need a focus, a center to direct your energy and awareness toward. This focus acts as a vortex, a point of concentration that transforms a simple breath into a powerful act of cleansing and alignment. And this anchoring point is the first practical secret we'll uncover. Now that you understand the mechanism, it's time to begin the practice. This is the first pillar, the foundation upon which all of Thoth's power is built. It's a simple yet profound step that begins to rewire your nervous system and retrain your energy. Find a place where you can sit comfortably, with your spine straight, but free of tension. Gently close your eyes, not to escape the world, but to turn inward. Let external noises fade away, as if they belong to another place, another time. Your only reality, for a few moments, is your inner world. Begin with 3 deep, conscious breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly through your mouth, as if blowing up and deflating a balloon. With each exhalation, release surface tension, loosen your shoulders, relax your jaw, and soften your brow. Let go of the weight of the day, the worries about tomorrow. Simply allow yourself to be here, now, in this present moment. This initial act already sends a calm signal to your body, preparing the ground for what's to come. Now, with your breathing calmer, bring your attention to the center of your chest, to the area of your heart. Don't think about the physical organ, but rather the energetic center that resides there. And at that point, imagine, or rather, feel the presence of a small point of light, a tiny ember, a warm, vibrant gold, Don't strain to see this light with your mind's eye. Simply intend for it to be there. Feel its subtle presence, a gentle warmth, a delicate pulse. This ember is your divine spark, your direct connection to the source of all life. With your attention focused on this golden ember, begin using your breath to nourish it. With each inhale, imagine that you are drawing pure, clean energy from the air around you, and this energy is directly feeding your inner flame, making it pulsate with a slightly brighter glow. With each exhale, feel the gentle warmth of this ember gently spreading across your chest, like the ripples formed when a drop falls into a calm lake. Continue this rhythm for a few moments, inhaling brightness, exhaling warmth. This simple act of focusing your attention and breathing on a point of inner light begins to bring about a profound shift in your physiology and energy. You are withdrawing your consciousness from external chaos and anchoring it in a center of inner peace. This begins to shift the frequency of your electromagnetic field from incoherent to coherent. The most superficial layers of stagnant energy, the energetic dust you've accumulated throughout the day, begin to dissolve in the presence of this growing light, like the morning mist dissipating with the first rays of sunlight. You are literally igniting your inner engine. You are reactivating your own source of personal power. This exercise, practiced for just 2 or 3 minutes, is enough to bring a sense of calm, clarity, and centeredness. It's the first step toward moving out of reaction mode and into creation mode. You are learning to generate your own energy, rather than being a victim of the energies around you. But this, powerful as it is only the beginning. Lighting the ember is like turning on a flashlight in a dark room. It illuminates your immediate space. But to truly cleanse the entire system, to purify every corner of your mind and body, you need to transform that small ember into a radiant sun, an inner star capable of incinerating any darkness. And the next step is precisely that. It's what separates those who find only momentary relief from those who achieve lasting transformation. Continuing right where we left off, with your attention focused on the golden ember pulsing in the center of your chest, let's now amplify that power exponentially. You've already lit the fire. Now let's turn it into a furnace. With each inhale, instead of just imagining the air nourishing the flame, visualize that you are drawing pure, golden energy directly from the heart of the universe. Imagine beams of liquid light descending from the cosmos and entering through the crown of your head, flowing directly into your inner ember, supercharging it with power. With each cosmic charged inhale, your ember not only glows brighter, it begins to expand. Feel the flame growing and filling your entire chest with an intense, comforting warmth. With your next inhale, see and feel this sphere of golden light expanding downward, enveloping your abdomen and upward, filling your throat and head. Continue this process, breath after breath, expanding the light down your arms to your fingertips and down your legs to the soles of your feet. Take your time. Allow the light to fill every part of your body methodically and consciously. Feel the golden energy penetrating your organs, purifying your blood, strengthening your bones, and illuminating every cell. You are no longer a physical body with a point of light within. You have become a being of pure golden light. Your physical form is now merely an outline for an inner sun that shines brightly. Remain in this state for a few minutes, simply being the light, feeling its warm and powerful vibration. In this radiant sun state, you become an active agent of purification. Any dark spot, any knot of tension, any cellular memory of fear or sadness stored in your body is now bathed in this intense light. Visualize this golden energy acting as a universal solvent, gently dissolving any heaviness, any density, any energy that doesn't belong to you. Feel the knots in your shoulders melting away, the pressure in your head easing, and a sense of lightness and vitality filling your entire being. This is a deep cleansing. You're not just clearing away superficial dust. You're completely cleaning your energy system. You're rewriting your vibrational signature from a frequency of stress and contraction to one of expansion and vitality. This process alone is capable of transforming your health, mental clarity, and emotional state. You've performed one of the most powerful self-healing and purification techniques known to the ancients, but the priests of Thoth were strategists. They knew that cleaning the house was only half the battle. What good is impeccable cleanliness if you leave the doors and windows open, allowing dust and dirt to re-enter the moment you step outside? They didn't just want to be clean, they wanted to be untouchable. They wanted to walk through the chaos of the world uncontaminated by it. And to achieve this, they developed the ultimate technique, the best-kept secret of all. This supreme technique isn't about cleansing, because you've already mastered cleansing. It's about creating a fortress, an invisible yet impenetrable barrier that ensures your energy remains yours, no matter where you go or who you interact with. It's the step that transforms you from someone who needs to constantly cleanse themselves into someone who simply doesn't get dirty anymore. Here it is. This is the secret that completes the system. The technique that allows you not only to dissolve negative energy, but to keep it permanently at bay. Once you have completely transformed into a golden sun, with light vibrating in every cell of your body, you are in the state of maximum power to perform the final and most crucial step, shielding. This is the movement that seals your energy and transforms you into a fortress of light. Maintain the state of inner sun, feeling the intensity and warmth emanating from you. Now, with a deep, powerful breath, visualize this golden light filling your body, expanding beyond the confines of your skin. See it gushing outward in all directions, forming a perfect sphere of energy around you. This sphere should be about an arm's length from your physical body on all sides, above, below, and around. You are now in the center of a bubble of golden light, an extension of your own inner power. Feel the safety and wholeness of this sphere. This is the moment of command. Energy follows intention. With your mind clear and focused, give a firm, silent, and absolute mental command. Say to yourself with complete conviction, the surface of this sphere is now an impenetrable mirror. As you give this command, visualize the outer surface of your bubble of light transforming. See it become smooth, dense, and perfectly reflective, like polished chrome or the surface of a liquid mirror. This is the Shield of Thoth. Understand the function of this shield. It's not a brick wall blocking everything. It's an intelligent mirror. It's not aggressive, it's neutral. Its function is simply to reflect any energy that isn't in harmony with your own back to its source. Angry energy directed at you doesn't penetrate, it's simply reflected. Anxiety from an environment doesn't contaminate you. It hits the shield and dissipates. The shield ensures that only the vibrations that resonate with your highest good can enter, while everything else is returned, often purified in the process. The beauty of this technique lies in its simplicity and speed, once you master it. After initial practice, activating the shield becomes a process of seconds. Every morning, before starting your day, you can simply close your eyes, turn on your inner sun, and expand the mirrored shield around you. It takes less than a minute and creates an invisible barrier that keeps you centered, protected, and in control of your own energy throughout the day. You stop being a passive victim of your surroundings. You've activated your Shield of Thoth. You feel powerful, clean, impenetrable. But then someone cuts you off in traffic, your boss criticizes you, or you read bad news and suddenly, The irritation and heaviness return with a vengeance. What happened? Where's the flaw? The fatal mistake 90% of people make is believing the shield is a concrete wall, automatic and unconditional. It isn't. The Shield of Thoth is a technology of consciousness, and as such, it is fueled and sustained by your own consciousness. It's strong when you're centered, but it becomes fragile the moment you forget who you are. The real crack in the shield doesn't come from outside. It's created from within. The greatest vulnerability of your force field is your own internal reaction. When you judge the person who cut you off in traffic, when you harbor resentment over your boss's criticism, when you give in to the fear of bad news, you are, at that very moment, internally generating the same chaotic frequency you are trying to repel externally. It's like trying to keep the house clean while you yourself throw trash on the floor. You create an internal magnet, a vibrational signature of negativity that resonates with the negativity outside, pulling it in through the smallest crack in your defenses. The shield reflects what is different, but what is the same. It attracts. Think of your shield as the surface of a perfectly calm lake. Any pebble thrown from the outside creates only small ripples that quickly dissipate. But if you stir the water from below, from the bottom of the lake, the entire surface becomes turbulent and loses its clarity and reflective power. Your anger, your judgment, your self-pity are the agitations that come from within. They compromise the integrity of your shield, creating weak points through which external energy can infiltrate. True mastery lies not in building a stronger shield, but in becoming the master of your own inner world, keeping the lake calm from within. This doesn't mean you should become an emotionless robot. Attempting to suppress anger or sadness is equally destructive. This suppression, known as toxic positivity, is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It requires enormous effort, and sooner or later, it will escape and bounce in your face with uncontrolled force. The point isn't not to feel. The point is not to identify with the feeling. It's to observe the wave of anger rising, but choose not to be swept away by it. It's to allow sadness to pass through you, without building a home for it to live inside your chest. The shield's true strength lies in its neutrality, and you can only be neutral to what comes from outside, if you are able to be the silent observer of what happens within. When an external trigger occurs, instead of reacting on autopilot, you learn to pause. In that millisecond of pause, you have a choice. Feed the reaction and crack the shield, or observe the emotion, breathe, and let it dissolve into your inner sun, keeping your field intact. Energetic sovereignty begins with emotional sovereignty. You stop being a slave to your reactions and become the master of your responses. The error, therefore, is identification. It's believing that you are angry instead of realizing that the energy of anger is flowing through you. This small shift in perspective is the difference between being the storm and being the sky watching the storm pass. The sky is unaffected by clouds, wind, or lightning. It simply allows everything to happen within its infinite space, without ever losing its essence. Your shield becomes unshakable when you become the sky, not the storm. But what if you could go further? What if, instead of just watching the storm pass, you could use the lightning's energy to charge your own batteries? What if every negative emotion that arises, instead of being a threat to your shield, became raw material to make it even stronger? There's a way to do this. A principle of sacred alchemy that Egyptian masters mastered, transforming poison into medicine. Most people wage a constant war against their own emotions. They fight anger, flee from fear, feel ashamed of sadness, and try at all costs to suppress any feeling considered negative. This internal battle is exhausting and, in the end, always lost, because what you resist, persists. Those initiated into the mysteries of Thoth, however, had a radically different approach. They saw these dense emotions not as enemies to be defeated, but as raw material, like the formless lead that the alchemist uses to create shining gold. They didn't fight the darkness, they used it as fuel for the light. This is the secret of spiritual alchemy. The principle is not to expel dense energy, but to embrace and transmute it. It's a process of energetic recycling. The next time you feel a wave of anger, frustration, or fear rising, instead of reacting externally or suppressing it internally, try doing the opposite. Close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and instead of pushing the emotion away, invite it in. Visualize this dark, heavy energy being consciously pulled from your mind and body to the center of your chest, directly to the heart of your golden inner sun. See this dense energy not as something that will extinguish your flame, but as a piece of wood you throw into the fire. Notice how your inner sun, instead of being diminished, consumes this energy and uses it as fuel, becoming even stronger, brighter, and hotter. The chaotic energy of conflict is transmuted into personal strength and determination. The paralyzing energy of fear is converted into prudence and awareness. The heavy energy of sadness is refined into compassion and depth of soul. You are no longer simply cleansing yourself. You are strengthening yourself through life's adversities. This practice completely changes the game. You stop being a victim of your emotions and become an alchemist. Every challenge, every offense, every moment of doubt becomes an opportunity for growth and empowerment. The person who irritated you at work is no longer a thief of your peace. They become an unconscious supplier of raw materials for your personal power. You begin to see the world not as a battlefield, but as a gymnasium for your soul, where every weight you lift makes you stronger. This transmutation is the true meaning of turning lead into gold. Lead is our heavy, reactive, and conditioned consciousness. Gold is our awakened, centered, and free consciousness. By practicing energetic alchemy, you are actively refining your own consciousness. You learn to find power in what once weakened you, to find light in what was once darkness. The duality of good and bad begins to dissolve, and you realize that everything is just energy in different states, waiting to be transformed. Integrating this power into your busy life doesn't have to be complicated. Mastery doesn't come from long, sporadic practices, but from short, consistent, and intentional rituals. Consistency is what transforms a practice into a state of being. Here are 3 lightning-fast rituals designed for the modern world that together create a system of continuous energetic hygiene and strengthening. Each takes about a minute and can be easily incorporated into any routine, no matter how busy. They are your daily maintenance to keep your engine clean and your shield strong. The first ritual is the morning activation. Do this before anything else, even before picking up your phone and allowing the chaos of the world to invade your mind. As soon as you wake up, still in bed, sit up straight. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Immediately ignite your inner sun in your chest, expand it throughout your body, and project the Shield of Thoth around you. While maintaining this visualization, set a clear and powerful intention for your day. Say mentally, "Today, I am the sovereign master of my energetic space. My light transmutes all darkness into power. I walk in clarity and strength." This 1-minute act anchors you in your power before the day begins. The second ritual is the transition reset. You practice it whenever you change environments, especially when returning home after a day of work or being in busy, crowded places. As soon as you enter your home, go straight to the sink. When washing your hands, transform a mundane act into a sacred ritual. Close your eyes and, as the water runs over your hands, imagine it as liquid light, Visualize this water not only cleansing away physical dirt, but also dissolving and washing away any energetic residue, stress, heavy conversations, or worries that have clung to you throughout the day. Feel yourself literally washing the day away, emerging renewed and light. The third ritual is the night release. This is your last conscious act before bed, ensuring you don't carry the day's energetic waste into your sleep, which can cause nightmares and poor quality rest. Stand barefoot on the floor of your bedroom for a minute. Close your eyes and imagine thick roots of light growing from the soles of your feet and penetrating deep into the center of the earth. Then, visualize any heavy, tired, or stagnant energy that may still be in your system descending through these roots, being delivered back to the planet. Mother Earth, in her infinite capacity for transmutation, absorbs this dense energy and recycles it, completely neutralizing it. You go to bed clean and grounded. These 3 rituals, combined, take no more than 5 minutes of your day, but their impact is cumulative and profound. They create a support structure for your energy field, ensuring it remains clean, strong, and resilient. The morning activation prepares you. The transition reset cleanses you throughout the day, and the nighttime flush purifies you for rest. You stop performing energetic cleansing only when the situation is critical and begin living in a state of continuous cleansing. You become proactive rather than reactive. By practicing these rituals daily, you strengthen your energetic muscles. What initially requires conscious visualization becomes a semi-automatic state over time. Your field learns to stay clear, and your shield to stay strong with less and less effort. You're building a solid foundation for a life of energetic sovereignty. But what you may not realize is that the effects of all this work don't stop with you. They ripple outward in ways you'd never expect. Everything you've learned and practiced so far, from cleansing to alchemy to daily rituals, has a surprising side effect, an impact that transcends your personal well-being and begins to touch the world around you in a silent yet incredibly powerful way. You're about to discover that becoming strong isn't just an act of self-preservation, but an act of service to the world. You may have begun this journey with the goal of resolving your own fatigue, your own anxiety, your own weight. You may think this entire process is an act of self-care, focused solely on your personal well-being. But if you think so, you're mistaken. Modern quantum physics is beginning to confirm a truth mystics have always known. Nothing in this universe is truly separate. The phenomenon of quantum entanglement describes how particles that were once connected can influence each other instantaneously, even over vast distances. At the human level, a version of this principle also applies. We are all energetically interconnected in an invisible field of consciousness. When you raise your own vibrational frequency through cleansing and alchemy, you're not just healing yourself. You become what musicians call a tuning fork. When a tuning fork vibrates, it causes other tuning forks nearby to vibrate at the same frequency, without physical contact. Similarly, when you maintain a state of inner calm and clarity, your coherent electromagnetic field begins to influence the chaotic fields around you. Your calm can literally calm the nervous system of someone near you, without a single word being exchanged. Have you ever walked into a room where someone was genuinely happy and felt the atmosphere light up? Or sat next to someone profoundly serene and felt your own anxiety diminish? This isn't a coincidence. It's the tuning fork effect in action. By becoming a master of your own inner state, you stop being a thermometer, merely reflecting the temperature of the environment, and become a thermostat, actively setting the temperature. Your presence becomes a silent healing force. Your clarity of mind can inspire a creative solution in the mind of a blocked coworker. Your compassion, born from the alchemy of your own pain, can create a safe space for a friend to open up about their problems. You begin to positively influence the energy field of your family, your workplace, and your community. And these people, in turn, influenced by your light, begin to affect others, creating a ripple, a domino effect of coherence and harmony that propagates far beyond your visual range. You're not just cleaning up your small square meter of the world. You're starting a chain reaction. Every time you choose to transmute anger instead of reacting, you're breaking a cycle of negativity that could have otherwise spread. Every time you activate your shield and maintain your peace amidst the chaos, you become a point of stability, an anchor of sanity in an ocean of madness. You become a lighthouse, and a lighthouse's job isn't to sail out to rescue ships, but simply to stand still, shine, and show the way. You have become a continuator of Thoth's work, an agent of Mayat, order in the world, combating Isfet, chaos, not with fighting, but simply by maintaining your own light. This is an immense power and a great responsibility. You realize that your inner journey has a profound outer impact. The question ceases to be, how can I feel better? And becomes, how can I shine brighter? And for this beacon to shine with maximum intensity, for its light to reach as far as possible, there is one final secret. A master key that can amplify the power of everything you've learned at least tenfold. It's the difference between having a light bulb and having a laser. Both use light, but one has the power to cut through steel. Having a clean energy field and a strong shield is like having a super-powered car with a full tank of gas and a perfectly functioning engine. It's fantastic. But if you don't have a destination in mind and don't know how to use the steering wheel, the car will just sit idle in the garage or drive in circles. Most people, even when they learn these techniques, perform them passively, like a cleaning task. The secret to multiplying your power tenfold and transforming this protective tool into a creative one is to add an active ingredient: focused intention. Intention is your GPS. It tells you where you want all that energy to go. Energy, in itself, is neutral. It is consciousness that directs it. Without a clear intention, its power dissipates. With a focused intention, it becomes a laser. Before you begin your morning activation, don't just ask yourself, how can I protect myself today? Ask yourself, what do I want to create, manifest, and experience today? The answer to this question becomes the command you place in your energy field. You are giving your light specific work, transforming it from a passive cleansing force into an active creative force. For example, if you have an important meeting, when activating your Shield of Thoth, add a layer of intention. Visualize the shield and command. This shield not only protects me, but also attracts and amplifies clarity, effective communication, and win-win solutions. I enter this meeting as a force of harmony and success. You are programming your field to not only repel the negative, but to actively attract the positive you desire. You are playing offense, not just defense. If you're feeling ill or low on energy, during the inner sun technique, add the intention. This golden light is now programmed to accelerate cellular regeneration, strengthen my immune system, and restore my perfect vitality. Every cell in my body vibrates with health and strength. You're using your consciousness to direct healing energy where it's most needed, amplifying your body's natural processes. Intention transforms light into intelligent medicine. You can apply this to any area of your life. If you're seeking a relationship, you can program your field to radiate self-love and magnetism, attracting a compatible partner. If you're seeking prosperity, you can infuse your shield with the intention to recognize and act on financial opportunities that arise. You stop being an energetic janitor who spends all day cleaning up messes and become an energetic architect, using clean energy as bricks to actively build the home of your dreams, the reality you want to live. This is where the esoteric journey meets practical life. It is here that the invisible becomes visible. Thoth was not only the god of wisdom and magic, but also of manifestation, science, and writing, the bringing of an idea from the mental world to the physical. Once your energy field is clear, your alchemical power is active, and your intention is laser-focused. You have all the ingredients to begin manifesting your goals tangibly. You will stop dreaming and start building. First, choose a clear and specific goal you want to achieve. It could be a promotion at work, buying a house, launching a project, healing a relationship, or a financial goal. Clarity is key. Write this goal on a piece of paper in as much detail as possible, in the present tense, as if it were already a reality. For example, I am immensely grateful for my new job, where I use my talents, am well paid, and work with amazing people. Feeling the emotion of gratitude as if it had already happened is crucial. Now, let's charge this goal with energy. Sit in your daily practice and activate your inner sun until it is radiant. Instead of simply forming the shield around you, do something different. Visualize your goal written on paper or a clear image of it, floating within a second sphere of golden light in front of you. This is the energetic matrix of your desire. It is the mold in the quantum field. Your task now is to fill this mold with pure, concentrated energy. With each breath, draw the energy of the universe into your heart, amplifying your inner sun. And with each exhale, direct a beam of golden light from your heart directly into the sphere of your goal. See the sphere of your desire becoming brighter, more solid, more vibrant, and more real on the energetic plane with each breath. You are fueling your dream. You are bringing it to life in the world of energy, which always precedes the world of matter. Do this for a few minutes every day, consistently charging your goal with power. By doing this, you are creating a powerful electromagnetic vortex. This energetic mold you are building begins to attract, through the law of resonance, all the people, circumstances, resources, and synchronicities necessary for it to materialize in the physical plane. You will begin to have ideas out of nowhere. You will meet people by chance who can help you. You will see opportunities that were previously invisible. It's not magic in the fairy tale sense, it's physics. You are aligning your vibration with the vibration of your fulfilled desire, and the universe, which abhors a vacuum, needs to fill this correspondence. After mastering cleansing, shielding, alchemy, and manifestation, it's very easy, almost inevitable, to fall into a subtle and dangerous trap, the spiritual ego. You begin to feel special, different, more evolved than others who are still trapped in negativity and drama. You look at people complaining at the chaos of the world, and a silent thought of superiority may arise. They just don't understand. I'm on another level. At that very moment, the ego has hijacked all your power and turned it into a tool of separation. The ego loves to feel superior, and it is cunning. It can take the most sacred tools and use them for its own ends. It uses its knowledge to judge, its light to create shadows of comparison, and its power to isolate itself from the unawakened. You begin to create a new identity, that of the spiritual being, and this identity becomes a prison as limiting as the old victim identity. You've simply traded one cell for another, perhaps one with a better view, but still a cell. The same separation you originally sought to heal, the feeling of being alone, returns disguised as exclusivity. This is the final test of Thoth, the guardian of the portal to true mastery. The true master does not see himself as separate or superior. He understands a fundamental truth. the most irritating, the most negative, the most unconscious person he encounters is simply someone who doesn't know these tools. It's someone whose inner ember is covered in so much ash of pain and conditioning that it barely glows. It's a soul that has forgotten who it is. And seeing this, the master feels not judgment, but compassion. True power lies not in protecting yourself from them, but in holding your own light so steady and unwavering that it, in itself, serves as a beacon. Your serene presence becomes a silent invitation for them to remember their own light. You don't need to preach or teach. Your simple existence becomes the teaching. You understand that there are no others. There are only different expressions of the same single consciousness, at different stages of remembering itself. Compassion, the understanding that everyone is doing the best they can with their level of consciousness, is the ultimate seal of mastery. When you reach this state, your shield transforms. It ceases to be a rigid mirror and becomes a semi-permeable, intelligent membrane. It still protects you from discord, but now it actively radiates a frequency of love and compassion. It not only reflects negativity, but helps transmute it before it even returns. You become a passive healing agent in the world, a walking energy transformer. Not by doing something, but by being who you are. You began this journey perhaps simply wanting to free yourself from an inexplicable burden, from constant anxiety. You sought a solution to a personal problem. But along the way, you learned to clear your energy, shield your field, transmute dense emotions into power, manifest your goals, and ultimately cultivate compassion. Now, at the end of this road, you can see that Thoth's knowledge was never just about self-protection or personal development. It was and always has been a plan for humanity. The ancient Egyptian priests believed that the universe was a constant battle between order, Ma'at, and chaos, Utis Isfet. They saw this battle not taking place in some distant heaven, but here and now, in the energy field of the planet and within every human being. They believed that if enough people learned to master their own inner universe, to keep their energy clean and their vibration high, they would become pillars of Ma'at on earth. They would become living anchors of divine order. These pillars of light, simply by their existence, would stabilize the planet's collective energy field. Just as a great weight can stabilize an object, the presence of energetically sovereign and coherent individuals would help neutralize the chaos, hysteria, and fear of mass consciousness. They would not need to fight, protest on deen, or convert anyone. Their simple presence, their stable and harmonious vibration, would act as a counterbalance to the world's negativity, creating pockets of sanity and light where order and creativity could flourish. The ultimate goal, then, isn't just to dissolve your negative energy in 7 minutes. That's just the first step, the basic training. The true purpose is to become a presence so radiant, so stable and so full of light that you silently and effortlessly help dissolve the negative energy in the world around you, one day at a time, one interaction at a time. You become a living solution rather than just another part of the problem. You realize that your individual journey was intrinsically linked to the collective journey. By healing yourself, you help heal the world. By finding your strength, you lend strength to the whole. By shining your light, you make the world a little brighter. You become a beacon, and the light of many lighthouses together can dispel the densest fog, allowing humanity's entire fleet of ships to find safe passage to port. If you've made it this far, leave the following sentence in the comments. My negative energy has turned into positive. This is your affirmation of transformation and connection with what we just experienced together in this video. If you want to support the channel more directly, first pinned comment, there's access to contribute and help spread even more content like this around the world. This is very important to me and to the growth of the channel, and any help you can give will make all the difference. But know this, just watching until the end has already helped a lot, and if you can share this video with someone in need, it will be even more powerful. And don't leave yet, because I've prepared a special video for you to continue this journey. Click now on the video that is appearing on the screen so we can meet there.